Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2015 Women of Achievement Luncheon. Please welcome from KMOX Radio, our Mistress of Ceremonies, Carol Daniel.
Good afternoon. And I realize we just asked you to sit down, but ladies and gentlemen, if you would please now stand and welcome our 2015 Women of Achievement. We could act like this is Saturday night and we're at the best party ever and cheer them on like that. 1, 2, 3, go. Go. Just go. Just go. Aren't they beautiful? Thank you so much. You may be seated. Thank you. Just gorgeous. Well, here we are again. 827 of you. 827 represents a record for the Women of Achievement, a record year. I don't know how you feel, but I like being a part of history. I love being a part of history, and I know you like it as well. An official welcome to you. This is the 60th anniversary of the Women of Achievement Luncheon. 60 years we have been honoring women, and we're so happy and proud to be able to do this yet again. To hear more about this milestone, I want to introduce Dr. Nancy Bobrow, Woman of Achievement President and a Woman of Achievement from 1996.
Thank you, Carol. I would like to add my words of welcome. We are so pleased that all of you are here, and if you're a little tight in the ballroom, we apologize, but we're so pleased to have so many today. Women of Achievement has been in existence for 60 years, and while we honor our 2015 honorees this year, we take a few minutes to celebrate our legacy in two special ways. I am delighted to announce, and you'll see them right here up on the stage, that by proclamation, today is Women of Achievement Day in 3 municipalities, St. Louis City, St. Louis County, and Belleville, Illinois. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see him, but I'd like to introduce Mark Eckert, the mayor of Belleville. He's over there somewhere, if he'd stand and be recognized. Thank you, Mayor Eckert. And now I'm going to read you the proclamation, and I'll read the one from Belleville since Mayor Eckert is here. Whereas Women of Achievement is the oldest ongoing program in the St. Louis area whose sole mission is to honor and recognize the volunteer service and leadership of women, and whereas since its founding in 1955 as an awards program by the St. Louis Globe-Democrat, and later becoming the St. Louis Women of Achievement not-for-profit organization in 1993, Women of Achievement has dedicated itself to honoring women volunteers in the St. Louis metropolitan region, including Metro East, Illinois, who positively impact the community. And whereas in the past 60 years, the St. Louis Women of Achievement Award has been given to 602 women representing diverse cultures, roles, accomplishments, who have generously donated their time, talents, and resources in the areas of, but not limited to, education, arts, health and human services, youth and family, philanthropy, social justice and advocacy, And whereas Women of Achievement honorees have contributed to the missions of more than 550 not-for-profit organizations in the community, and their service has impacted thousands of lives, changing the cultural and social landscape of the region. And whereas volunteering is a vital part of the community and economy of Belleville and the Metro East, and the survival of the community relies on volunteer services. Women of Achievement is committed to the ongoing public recognition of the indelible impact and selfless efforts of local women volunteers. Now, therefore, I, or the mayor, Mark Eckert, Mayor of Belleville, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, May the 5th, 2015, as Women of Achievement Day in Belleville and St. Louis City and County. Thank you. In January, Women of Achievement gathered to celebrate our 60th year, and I am pleased and very excited to present a video highlighting that celebration and archival photos. So give your attention to the screens. So perhaps many of you have seen yourself on the screen, and we're going to have class photos flashing during lunch. But we are here 112 strong today, and it is my great pleasure to recognize the Women of Achievement honored throughout our past 60 years and say thank you to each one of you. These women have made a significant impact in our community. Let's give them a round of applause. Will the Women of Achievement please stand?
And I do want to say, knowing the mayor of Belleville as I do, Mark Eckert, I will say for him that he invites you to shop and leave your wallets on Main Street in downtown Belleville. Am I right, Mayor? I'm right. Yes, absolutely. It's a beautiful place. It truly is. Please welcome Rabbi at Temple Israel, Amy Theder, for our invocation.
It is such an honor and a privilege for me to be here today. I was raised in part by 3 generations of strong St. Louis women, and they really taught me that whatever it is a woman does with her life, whether it is devoting herself to her loved ones or following a career or just finding her passion and following it wherever it may lead, that no matter what you do, that community service, that giving back to your community is an absolute imperative. and that to become a woman of achievement is an honor given to those select women and those only women who are able somehow to do it all, to be able to juggle so much of their lives and still give back to our community to make it a better place. And so it strikes me that perhaps it's not exactly appropriate for me to be the one giving a blessing today, because really so many of you, certainly all of our women of achievement and so many others here today, this is really a blessing that we should be giving each other. So I'd like to ask you, if you will, just for a moment, to put down your forks, and instead, if you'll take your hands and put them on the chairs or on the backs of the people sitting next to you, so we can all be encircled in a little circle of blessing. And I'd like to offer you a blessing that comes from the Hebrew Bible, and I'll give it to you both in a modern English translation and also in the Hebrew. May God bless you and keep you every moment, every day. May God smile at you and lift your heart in every way. May God help you find the goodness in everything you do. May you be blessed with peace from above. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's countenance be lifted over you. May you always be granted with wholeness and with peace. And together we say, Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to enjoy each other as you enjoy your lunch. And thank you so much to the staff here at the Ritz-Carlton for their excellent service. Our program will return shortly. Thank you so much. If you could, I know you're trying to find your seats. It's such an excited room. We appreciate you so much. Please find your seats. Dr. Katie Wright is in the house. Dr. Katie Wright, Women of Achievement. Well, we certainly hope you enjoyed your lunch. Thank you to the staff here at the Ritz-Carlton. Thank you so much for your service. Please join me in welcoming Nancy back to the stage.
Trying to figure out what. Okay. So isn't this 60th Women of Achievement celebration fabulous so far?
Yes.
Woo, woo. Now I'll get serious again. Women of Achievement honors extraordinary women who have inspired and helped shape our community for the better. In front of you are our 2015 Women of Achievement. They join our diverse group of women from all walks of life who saw a need and had the vision to step up to fulfill the need through their significant contribution of time, energy, and leadership. Each of them has exhibited an enormous spirit of giving to improve lives, enhance the ability of organizations, and strengthen our community. They are agents of change, donating volunteer hours that equal a financial gift that is incalculable. You are surrounded today by over 800 people who care, as each of you does, about an honoree who has made a profound impact. Thank you once again for coming to help us honor their commitment and contributions. As president of this organization, and on behalf of all of our Women of Achievement, I extend our most sincere thank you and gratitude to our sponsors. Through your generous, I'm trying to address our sponsors that are up here, through your generous support, you've helped to make this luncheon possible. Thank you to each of you. And the sponsors have been on the screens. I hope you've seen both the class pictures and the sponsors as they go by. Carol, this is hard to do this, isn't it? You bring a genuine love of volunteerism, professionalism, wit, charm, and warmth to our luncheon each year. We are so grateful to you and to KMOX Radio for lending us your many talents. Thank you. It takes a team of dedicated volunteers to run the Women of Achievement organization. I'd like to give special recognition to my Vice President, Joni Karanjev, and to our executive team and board of directors. And I wonder, would they please stand and be recognized? Okay, Dorothy here. Thank you to each and every one of you. It's a daunting task to create this incredible luncheon each year. Karen Castellano, to my far left, 2015 luncheon chair, and Pam Toder, her vice chair, for the beautiful decor, have led a team of dedicated volunteers in planning this extraordinary event. My thanks to you, Karen, and to Pam, and to each of the committee chairs and the committee members for creating this wonderful luncheon. It is now my pleasure to introduce Karen Castellano, class of 2011, chair of this year's luncheon.
Thank you, Nancy, and good afternoon, everyone. Isn't Carol Daniel awesome? We're so blessed every year to have her as our MC. Thank you so much. It's a real privilege for me to play a small part in this big St. Louis tradition. And what a tradition this is. Started in 1955 by the Globe Democrat and perpetuated by a visionary group of past honorees who had the foresight in 1993 to create the Women of Achievement organization, ensuring that this great ceremony could carry on. I've enjoyed getting to know all of the Women of Achievement. You're just truly a class of unique distinction. And I offer my personal congratulations to each and every one of you. And thank you for thank you for contributing to the great quality of life that we enjoy here in St. Louis. And thank you for your leadership. Finally, thanks to our Women of Achievement Luncheon Committee and our Vice Chair, Pam Toder. You have worked tirelessly and with great creativity and teamwork, and we are grateful. Please stand and be recognized. I want to especially thank our president, Nancy Bobrow. Nancy, you have gone above and beyond. Thank you for your guidance and for your friendship. And I want to thank you all again for being here today to honor these incredible women. Please enjoy.
Thank you so much, Karen. I want to introduce my boss to you, and I love to do this every year. I try to make it a point to somehow ingratiate myself to him and to embarrass him at the same time. But today I want to tell a very, very brief story about him that he goes, oh my gosh, what is she going to say? We all know how Ferguson affected us one way or another, and I had the opportunity to have a conversation with John in his office. I will try to get through this without crying, but apparently I've already failed. And I went into his office with my program director as well, and I was expressing to him my anxiety about the story, my sadness about the story, and how we were covering it even. We debate that. We debate how we cover things, which people don't even always know that. And the one thing he said to me was the mistake that I made, and I thought, well, what mistake did I make? He said that I waited too long to come to him and to express my concerns to him, that I should never wait. I should never wait to let him know what is going on in my life. And I already knew what kind of a manager and what kind of a boss he was, but I got to see again what kind of man he is and what kind of friend he is. And I think that's important for us to know. I know people claim KMOX. We're a legendary station. We're a historic station. But we're a station made up of people who do the right thing, who struggle, who stumble, and get up. And the way that I was able to get up through that very difficult time was through the guidance and the care of this man. John Sheehan is the market manager of CBS Radio. He is my boss at KMOX, and he is a wonderful man to work for. Please welcome John Sheehan.
I'm
sorry.
I don't know why I wrote anything down. I can't really speak now. No, that was sweet. We do a lot of things at KMOX behind the scenes. Carol is a great leader, both on the air but also off the air, and that was a great conversation that day because of the outcome. I mean, those things are always tough. But anyway, first of all, I want to thank the Women of Achievement for letting me sit at this table with all these amazing and inspiring women. Lou Brock came up and took my picture. And it's not just, because he's like confused, and he's like, I think he was confused why I was up here. And I know Lou a little bit, and he's like, I just wanted proof to show everybody that you were up there with all those amazing women. Thank you, Lou. I'm sure that'll be tweeted out soon by you. So KMOX on 12/24 of 2015 will celebrate 90 years of broadcasting in St. Louis. And serving the community. And this year, the Women of Achievement celebrate 60 years of celebrating the community, of serving the community. And my point is, we think we do a really good job at KMOX of serving our community, of broadcasting certainly, but of really serving the community. The purpose of radio was to serve the community. And then I come to this event every year and I'm humbled and I'm inspired by the work that many of the past Women of Achievement have done, and certainly the ones you're going to hear about today. So I just wanted to say it's been an honor to be part of the Women of Achievement program for over 30 years now, and to be amongst you today. So thank you for everything, and we appreciate being a part of it. Thanks.
I'm gonna get a raise. I'm gonna get a raise. Was that out loud? That was out loud, wasn't it? It's supposed to be in my heart and in my head. Let me introduce a dear friend. We've known each other for 20 years, and I've watched the trajectory of her career in St. Louis, and it has just been a wonderful thing to watch. She is a dynamic individual behind the scenes in her own right. Trish Moiko-Tobin is the editor-in-chief of the Ladue News, a presenting sponsor.
Thank you, everybody, and good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of our team at Ladue News and our colleagues at the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, it is our honor and privilege to be part of this 60th anniversary milestone for Women of Achievement. As you've heard, since its founding, Women of Achievement has honored 602 individuals. Think about that, 602 women who have worked together collectively for the betterment of our community. And these women, as a group, they have helped the St. Louis area and touched countless citizens through more than 550 nonprofit agencies. That's a pretty impressive number. So, ladies, we salute you, not only the ones who are up here, but also the honorees of previous years who are among us today, 112 of them, a record number this year. Thank you very much for all that you do, and again, I'm very, very happy and personally thrilled to be part of this celebration. Thank you.
And now my pleasure to introduce the platinum, gold, silver, and bronze, as well as contributing sponsors for this year's luncheon. They help the Women of Achievement organization continue this wonderful tradition. If you can, please hold your applause until all of these sponsors have been acknowledged. Our platinum sponsor is Ameren. Our gold sponsors include Build-A-Bear, Centene Charitable Foundation, Emerson Enterprise Holdings Foundation, Kwame Foundation, Maryville University, St. Louis, Plaza, Porsche, Thompson Coburn LLP, Webster University, Worldwide Technology, and the Stewart Family Foundation. Our silver sponsors include BJC Healthcare, Clark Fox Family Foundation, Interco Charitable Trust, Monsanto, Neiman Marcus, the Gatesworth, Washington University in St. Louis, Wells Fargo Advisors. And our bronze sponsors, Albury Jewelry, Barry and Myra Sherman, Brentmore Retirement Community, Karen and Jim Castellano, Deaconess Foundation, Lindenwood University, Mary Pillsbury, Mildred Simon Foundation, SSM Healthcare, the Delmar Gardens family. And our in-kind sponsors include BBJ Table Fashions, Blown Away Blow-Dry Bar, Creative Producers Group, Sweetology, Thorn Studio, Trotter Photo, and Tussey Photography. Let's hear it for all of our wonderful, wonderful sponsors. Now it's time to direct your attention to the large video screens as we show a video that honors the efforts of these incredible women whom we're honoring today. Please enjoy the video.
Community betterment because it helps all of us. It helps us to become more of a family.
One of the things that I noticed in conversation, people will talk about, oh, someday I want to do this. I want to volunteer at the hospital, or I want to help this. But the problem is someday never comes because they don't get it on the to-do list. With Carol, volunteerism is just a constant agenda, and it's a wonderful thing for her.
I sold my business and I decided I would give back. So then I began my trek of volunteerism.
Carol ran a business, started a business in her kitchen, and took it to be a multi-million-dollar company. And she learned two key things from that business. One was how to manage people. The other was how to manage money. And those two qualities are so perfect for any organization, they just gobble her up. One of the things that happens when you're on as many things as Carol is that you learn something here, and when you're working on an event here, you can weave that something. Right now she's running this Me campaign, which is really great because it's weaving together all of the benefits of the Metro East. Then we have Southwestern Illinois College Board. She's the foundation board president. Family Hospice Board.
I have volunteered for many, many, many different organizations, but I think the one thing that has really, really been very satisfactory to me was our Belleville Bicentennial 200 celebration, which occurred in 2014.
Now, the Belleville Bicentennial was a huge event that went all year long. There was a gala, there was a parade, fireworks production.
200 activities in 1 year. And then we had the big 3-day festival. The police department has told us that there were probably 90 to 100,000 people there, and everything was free because we raised all the money from the great people of the Metro East.
She's able to find that thing that you can do, that thing that you can give, that thing that you can donate. And she makes you feel like she's giving you an opportunity. She's giving you an opportunity to give. And that's what she does. She's like a Houdini of volunteerism.
I think people want to be asked, and I think that a lot of people are never asked because they don't think that they would say yes. Well, all you can do is ask, and if they come, they come, and if they don't, there'll be another time where I'll ask because I will keep on asking. I feel that you can't do anything better than help your fellow human being, and that's very important to me.
I had a grandmother who was just a role model for me. I remember as a little girl, she would sponsor birthday parties for residents in senior citizens' homes. And it was just wonderful kind of being at her side. She was small but mighty. And, then my faith also, there's an expression most people know, Tikkun Olam, repair of the world, that especially for those of us who are fortunate to look out into the broader community and see what you can do to make a difference. As a career, I was working primarily in the nonprofit sector in healthcare and social services, and the skills that I used professionally, communications, marketing, translated very well into the volunteer sector.
Lisi and I go way back. We've been working together in various capacities for the past 25 years through the Jewish Community Center, the National Council of Jewish Women, Central Reform Congregation, but she's also currently the president of Women's Voices Raised for Social Justice. She's been on the board for the National Kidney Foundation. She's a past CASA worker, and she's also been involved with the Legal Advocates for Abused Women. Social justice is what she's all about.
An example is the Back to School store. The aim of it is to provide brand new clothes, school supplies, books to children who go to a one-day store with a personal shopper, and they get to pick out everything that they want for the first day of school, and it's new and the excitement on their faces.
I believe last year they served 1,200 kids in one day.
For us at NCJW, it's about empowering kids to want to go to school and to feel good about being at school and to feel good about themselves. The other issue is with Women's Voices Raised for Social Justice. We are focusing now on a program called Lock It for Love, which is about guns and the impact that they have on children in particular. And so it's about storing the guns separately from the bullets where children will not have access to them. It's just like locking up your medications or putting your child in a car seat. It's about keeping kids safe. There's so many opportunities in St. Louis, so many organizations that you can be part of a team. Nobody does it alone.
She collects volunteers and she collects people to work with her to make this happen. It becomes a community event when you work with Lisi.
It's important for people in the community to raise their voices together. And the organizations that I've been fortunate to be involved in do that day in and day out.
I'm a dancer, and when I moved to St. Louis, I really wanted a bigger and a richer life, and I wanted to study dance with Katherine Dunham, but Katherine Dunham was in East St. Louis, and I was not. So I really had to find a way to get to learn her technique. So I was able to meet her drummer. He dropped me off, just left me with the legendary Katherine Dunham, and I was terrified. And she was so gracious and wonderful, and she invited me to take classes. From that, everything I've done has been a clarion call for inclusion and diversity, because I was able to dance with extraordinary teachers who came from all over the world to work with her, and not a single one of them could eat or sleep where they performed.
Sarah is a force to be reckoned with. She will light up any room on any day. She'll walk into a crowd and make you want to know her.
I'm on the greatest board, the Diversity Awareness Partnership Board, and when I walked in for my first board meeting, I have never seen a table with every kind of person that you'd want to learn from are making decisions at this table.
When she talks about wanting to see a group of folks at a table that don't look like her, she means that. And the reason is Sarah realizes how enriching it is for her to be surrounded by all different types of people. She's a member of the Women's Group on Race Relations. She is a commissioner with the Regional Arts Commission. She's a board member with the Diversity Awareness Partnership.
We do diversity training, diversity summit, diversity dinner. Okay, and then Dance St. Louis is wonderful.
She's a member of the Opera Theater St. Louis Board. The list goes on and on. Sarah's volunteer work is extraordinary.
So I was able to use my studio just recently after Ferguson, and I co-founded Dancers Step Up. everybody came. Modern, ballet, everyone came because everyone wanted to contribute.
There's something to be said about groups that don't normally have conversation talking.
So we were able to not only talk, but at the very end, what was so powerful was the minute we stood up and started to move, this piece came organically through the hands up, don't shoot. And, it would just bring you to tears. It'd bring you to your knees. It was so powerful.
Volunteer wasn't something, at least not for myself, that I strive to do more of. Working with Sarah, I find myself wanting to lend my hand and volunteer more.
The volunteering is everything because you put your passion into it. The movement aspect, dance, volunteering, the whole arts aspect of it, and inclusion and diversity, it's all about that movement. You move that rock up that hill, and you move, and it's not easy, and it rolls back. Sometimes it just rolls back down in your lap, and you're like, yikes, but you keep moving. You don't stop. You can't stop. Don't say no.
My mother was an amazing community organizer, and she brought me with her wherever she went, whether it was a street corner registering voters or on a trip to Selma, Alabama, to participate in the civil rights marches. She was a person who was very active in civil rights. Her career started as she was the traveling secretary for Eleanor Roosevelt. So I took a love of that. But I loved education because I was actually the only person in my family that went to college. The rest, as they say, is history.
Oh, I don't even know where to start when you think about her volunteer work, but I definitely say that a few things come through, and it is education, it's mentorship of women and minorities. She was responsible for bringing Teach for America to St. Louis. Not only did she serve as a longtime board member for the region, she's now on the National Teach for America board.
I got involved with Teach for America, and I said, this is exactly what we need. We need to encourage more people to be teachers. We've grown that dramatically. We've grown Teach for America to have probably somewhere in the neighborhood of close to 1,000 alumni here in St. Louis, of which 65% of them are still in education.
Other national boards that are around education, Donors Choose. KIPP is the Knowledge is Power program, Goldie Blocks. Others here locally, she's the board member of My Ed Match. Prosper, I think what she's doing to support the launch of that has just been incredible as well.
We do have an organization that I'm very engaged in here in St. Louis called the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship, which actually teaches in high schools in the city and North County of St. Louis, young people to learn to solve the economic problems of their own communities. And so we're really teaching about entrepreneurship as a way of problem solving. And also, there's so much about mentorship for young entrepreneurs, whether they're in high school, college, or out of college. Or like myself, I was 48 years old when I started Build-A-Bear Workshop. So it doesn't matter what age you are, you may not necessarily have as many years of experience as I had, and you need help, direction. And so it's about somewhat about a sharing economy. How can we share our experiences with others and help guide them so that they can be successful faster and have a much greater impact on our community?
She goes out in search of great things that are happening, the diamonds in our community, and she elevates their stories, celebrates their success so that we can grow and replicate on that. But she's doing it in unexpected places, and so again, it gets back to this piece of equality.
Educational leadership for me means inspiring teachers and educators that exist and others that may not yet exist in the classroom to teach, but to also inspire and to bring out the best in our children so that they can see their future unfolding in your classroom. Children need the chance to find their soul, and hopefully they'll find it and they'll come back to St. Louis when they're grown up and make St. Louis an even more prosperous place.
Educational empowerment to me means passing on to other people the benefits of learning new skills and new talent, new abilities. I basically have been volunteering since I was a candy striper in high school at Children's Hospital. My mother and father both were very active in the community. My mother was actually a woman of achievement in 1971. She was really good with figures, and so she was often the treasurer of every organization of which she was a part. It was just a natural part of our family.
I think Betsy's direct impact on our community includes being willing to give so much of her time and being willing to give her time to allow other people to grow and change. She's a humble but confident leader.
Was on the board of Edgewood Children's Center, which is now called Great Circle. I was on the board of the Women's Society at Washington University. I was the chair of the Board of Care and Counseling. I'm currently the president of the board of the Scholarship Foundation of St. Louis, which provides interest-free loans and grants to students, economically disadvantaged students.
Betsy's been great at really connecting the foundation's work with immediate issues and not being afraid. Not being afraid to do that, but rather seeing that as an opportunity.
I'd always known about the Scholar Shop and donated clothing there, but I'd never knew much about it beyond that. And a good friend with whom I'd served on the board at the Women's Society at Washington University said, I'd like to nominate you to the board.
She's involved at the foundation, helping us launch a brand new college savings program where we're working with middle school students who we'd like for them to understand someday college is in their future.
It's based on solid research indicating that a student with an individual savings account for college is 7 times more likely to complete that post-secondary education. It opens doors for people endlessly in so many ways.
She's an optimist in her heart about the fact that we all face struggles and challenges of different sizes and shapes and complexions, but that we have within us the potential to succeed, and that what we need is a community that supports us to realize our potential.
I've been very fortunate all my life to have an excellent education, a supportive family. Not everyone is in that position, and it feels right to me to give back in a situation like that. If I can do something to help, I'd like to do it.
By profession, I'm a neurologist, physician at St. Louis University. I am originally from Pakistan. I came to States about 35 years ago. My mom always used to say, if your aim is just to make money, anybody could do that, but live a good life.
For most people, her very demanding professional career would be above and beyond what they felt they could do. And yet she's always available, and whatever she does in the very, very special Ghazala way. She has accomplished so much. The Muslim-Jewish Teen Dialogue, the Adult Muslim-Jewish Dialogue Group, the Day of Service. Ghazala has also been an integral part of a rather new community organization, Arts and Faith St. Louis.
So the first one actually took place, and each many faith took part. Everybody brings his or her side, but it still feels like everybody is together.
I recall Ghazala herself saying, we can look for the differences that separate us, or we can look at those things that bring us together. And that kind of a credo makes for the kind of community that I think we all want to live in.
I was a chairperson of Islamic Foundation of Greater St. Louis in 2001. Interfaith Partnership was contacting different faiths, and they thought that we have to be more involved in Muslim community. Mostly, I think, the way the world is now, there's a lot of controversial issues arise. And I think at that time, I've seen mostly what will happen. Each group will just go into their own shells, and that's where it increases the misunderstanding, fear of the others, mistrust of these people. I think that's where this group does the maximum.
It's easy to talk about respect of one group for the other. It's harder to act on those principles. Ghazala has those beliefs and she acts on them.
Get involved. You will learn about your own faith and about your own culture much more being involved with these multicultural interfaith activities. I'm a strong believer that majority of the people, I say over 90% of the people in each faith, organization, communities, cultures, they're moderate. They want peace-loving, but we are the quietest group. If we all get together, work together, have a voice that we are going to be work for peace and work together, I think the world will be a much better place.
Once I was in high school, we had a visiting speaker, and he said something that stuck with me many years. Sitting and wishing never makes one great. The good Lord plant the fishes, and you must dig the bait. I remembered that, and that meant a lot to me in my life, because no one is supposed to sit back and wait for others to always give to them. You have an obligation to yourself to do something, to get up, take an effort to do something to make yourself better.
I met Lady Hoskins about 20 years ago. Lady Hoskins organized a chapter here of the National Council of Negro Women, the St. Louis Gateway Metropolitan Section, and she asked me to be one of the charter members. And then more recently, and on a professional basis, I am the municipal court judge for the city of Berkeley, where Lady Hoskins is a council person.
Top Ladies of Distinction is another organization. They have an auxiliary group, that is the youth, called Top Teens of America.
These young people, they come from all walks of life. Some from two-parent households with academic backgrounds and successful careers, and others from single-parent households where they didn't know what they were going to eat for dinner. She made no difference between any of the young people, and what she also did was make all of them feel special.
Every child needs some guidance. They try to get the courage for those children to understand that they must be accountable, be good citizens.
In my opinion, the young people are her legacy. And I think that people, often look for their legacy in things, but hers are living and walking, and they are more impactful than just the city of Berkeley or the region of St. Louis or even the United States. These young people are all over the world, and they are poised and confident. They're successful, they're civic-minded, and they're continuing her tradition of service. And so I think that's just a phenomenal legacy for someone to have.
I'm proud to say that those children that I spent time with, I'm just so proud that they remember me. They think enough of me to let me know that they enjoyed me, they cared for me, and so that's the most beautiful thing you could ever have.
Educational philanthropy, to me personally, would mean giving resources so that institutions can offer more services, more education to more people.
I think this award is perfect for Carol because she blends her philanthropic love and support with her passion for education. Carol Loeb is so active in the community and involved with many organizations. I think most people know about her involvement with the Science Center, WashU, the medical school, science and math education and the importance of that, FIRST Robotics, and many more organizations that she probably is engaged with and involved with that I don't even know about. She is everywhere.
The St. Louis Science Center is the next one, and we have a program there called the Loeb Prize, which annually recognizes mathematics or science teachers who significantly improve the quality of their students. And the final thing would be robotics. So it's the first program, which is for inspiration and recognition of science and technology. This year, so in 2015, we will reach 400,000 students in 80 countries, and we will award this year $20 million in college scholarships. I think the interest, the passion for math, and the fact that I've studied it for so long and teach it now very directly impacts the choices I make in volunteering. But my passion and my interests go directly to students and science. This is our future. This is where we're going. We have to compete globally. Now, when you look at our rankings in the world and how low we are with the socioeconomic privileges that we have, there's no excuse for it. There isn't. And so we need to help these kids learn and understand and compete globally. And robotics is a wonderful platform for that.
She understands that if we bring that next generation of young scientists, young mathematicians, thinkers, problem solvers, people that are committed to making the world a better place and using math and science to do that, it will be a better place. And I honestly believe she's making that impact.
We have to train these kids to be critical thinkers and learners, and hopefully we are role models for that as well.
No, I never expected to find myself in this position. I always envisioned myself sitting in front of an easel with my art, never doing any volunteer work. I came from a very loving, empathetic home, but I didn't see volunteerism around me when I was young. So when my children were in preschool, someone came up to me from the board and asked me to be vice president of the board. They said, the definition of a vice president on the board is you do zero. I said, well, I could do zero. So I became vice president of the preschool, and 3 weeks later, the president resigned. So like a deer in headlights, I found myself president of the board. And it sort of morphed from there. People ask me to do this or do that. It's been an organic journey.
She's active in the arts, but she's also active where it comes to health and human services. She's just all over the place, wanting to have St. Louis be a better place to live.
It could be children, it could be community, it could be the arts. I've been very involved in the New Jewish Theater, in the Jewish Book Festival and Film Festival, and Edison Theater. I've been on the board and president of the board of all those events and chaired all those events. It's uplifting, and it is a natural high. And I have this natural high over and over and over again through many things that I do through my volunteer work. I mean, forget about your martini. All you have to do is volunteer.
Sherry is a person who wants to be involved with every volunteer opportunity.
I do one volunteer program, Unsung Heroes for the Jewish Light, and we honor heroes that are under the radar. That is very close to my heart. Linda Hansen is a director, and we're 40-year friends. She actually developed the Missouri Children's Burn Camp. That's her idea. And she said, Sherry, you need to come to the camp one day. And I thought, well, sure, I could do that. I'd come. But she said, you really should ride the bus with the kids. I got on the bus, and there was a bus full of kids, and stone cold silence.
Every kid that goes to the Missouri Children's Burn Camp is a child who's been hospitalized and who cannot afford to go to a camp, cannot afford, let's just use the word fun.
And it is life-changing for these children, and it actually became life-changing for me. And afterwards I said to Linda, I'm your girl. Whatever you need, I'm there for you, because it makes a difference in these young people's lives. There's a lot of visions that people have that you don't have, that you would never have unless you step outside of yourself and walk in someone else's shoes.
I am a nurse. In my community is what I do. And I have been just blessed to be able to integrate what I do for a living with my philosophy of life in terms of giving. You know, being able to help people is what most nurses want to do. And I think you have to help people where they are.
I think she is dynamic.
Very, intellectually, she's up there. What I like about Pam, she can talk to people that are, I could say even heads of states, at least government in Missouri, politicians, dignitaries and everything. She's a very knowledgeable person. But even with people that maybe are not very educated, she always feels like you're the most important person in the world, and what you're saying is important to her. I think that's why people gravitate to her, because of her ability to meet people where they are, and she's concerned about them, and she is interested in what they have to say and cares about them. Well, of course, she's worked with Eminent Domain. Lewis Places her heart. That's her neighborhood.
We incorporated and founded the Grandparents as Parent Support Project.
The association, the development, St. Patrick's Center.
McMillan Housing Complex. It is a St. Louis Housing Authority. Since 2009, we have been tutoring kids and helping with homework, and have developed some very wonderful and meaningful relationships with those families. I've gotten a number of those kids and families also involved in community garden, because we also have a community garden that's just a couple of blocks from Macmillan.
Kids come and work in the garden. I've seen 3-year-olds working in gardens. They're so happy to be able to put their hands in dirt and play in water, but they're making something and they're watching the plant, grow and everything, and they get excited about this stuff.
So they're not only able to participate in gardening, but they're also able to get fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. We have some fruit trees. Hopefully we'll have fruit this year, but definitely to be able to get some fresh vegetables as well.
Oh my God, I can't really think of every organization and everything, but I don't think there's anybody in this city that's been in a human service or community service organization that doesn't know Pam or worked with Pam in some capacity. It's people like Pam that make us understand, hey, these people out here, they have needs, and we, as a community of people, we should care about them.
I have a love of people. I love young people. They're our future. And I just think that all kids need an opportunity and a chance to be the best that they can be.
And now the moment that they are a little bit nervous about, but we have all waited for. Please welcome back Nancy and Karen to present the awards for the 2015 Women of Achievement.
To Carol Bartle, honored for community betterment. To Lacey Bernstein, honored for social justice. To Sarah Burke, honored for cultural enrichment. To Maxine Clark, honored for educational leadership. To Betsy Douglas, honored for educational empowerment. To Ghazala Hyatt, MD, honored for multicultural leadership. To Lee Etta Hoskins, honored for youth enrichment. To Carol B. Loeb, honored for educational philanthropy. Sherry Sherman, honored for humanitarian concerns. And to Pamela Talley, honored for community advocacy.
Well, in the words of the late, great Jack Buck, go crazy, folks, go crazy. Congratulations, please stand. Congratulations to the 2015 class of Women of Achievement. Well, we certainly hope you enjoyed your afternoon, these beautiful centerpieces. There's an announcement regarding them. They are from Thorn Studio as part of the 60th celebration. We would like to offer each of our 2015 honorees and all 112 of the Women of Achievement here today to please take one of the tied bouquets in the centerpiece as a souvenir of this incredible celebration, along with your gluten-free cake pop. You will all go home with, from the party, lovely and sweet memories, of course. Enjoy and congratulations. And one more announcement for you, please. Nominate, please nominate. Next year, mark your calendars, save the date, May 10th, 2016. We hope to see you all next year on May 10th for the Women of Achievement as we celebrate our 61st anniversary. God bless you and have a wonderful afternoon. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending the 2015 Women of Achievement Luncheon. We'll see you back here on May 10th, 2016. Have a great day.